Hi, this is Gina Marie McKee, bringing you a little bit, and yes, by bit, I mean Bitcoin because I am a bit girl, and other little bits of information about financial strategies and empowerment and abundance. This video is to give you a little glimpse into my financial journey and to give you a glimpse into what your financial journey will be if you stay with me. And we will do this bit by bit. It can be very overwhelming. This is 21 years in the making for me. The first part of my life, I really didn't have a financial focus at all. So maybe starting off with my story and then showing you where we're going to go together. And get your cup of coffee, your tea, whatever time of the day it is. Join me. I want this to be very relaxed. I want this to be something that's joyful for you, really coming into your financial success. But there are definitely strategies that have to be put in place for that to happen. My story is I got married very young, age 19. I was in nursing school. My ex-husband is very good at math. In fact, he was a math teacher and very good at finances. During our whole marriage, one of my biggest memories is that he would be listening to talk radio, financial shows, but I never had time to listen. I was always going to school. I went right from my bachelor's almost right into my master's, and then I started teaching. I was teaching at a major university, Case Western Reserve University. By the time I was 30, I was teaching full time. So I never had time to learn finances, and he was so good at it, there was really no need. All I did in my first marriage was basically take the checkbook to the grocery store, write out the check. I didn't even balance it. He did everything. I did nothing with investing. And then life happens and we got separated and I knew nothing. I moved into my parents' basement for a few months before I was able to get a condo, borrowing gas money from my mom because everything's tied up when you're going through a divorce. I had zero money. I had no save. I had nothing. I had my parents. That's what I had. And I remember when I finally got into my condo, I had a conversation with my dad, which now is very funny to me. I said, okay, Dad, I gotta put my big girl panties on and figure this out now. I don't even know how to pay bills. Like, how do I know when I'm supposed to pay an electric bill? How do I know when I'm supposed to pay a mortgage? And I just remember his face now. He's a very loving, kind man. He's a wonderful father for daughters. And he said, don't worry, honey. The bills will just come in the mail and then you pay them. And like that was even a novel concept for me at the time. But I realized I was a single mom at that time. And at that time then I was working, teaching at a Catholic college. And you don't make much money when you're teaching at a Catholic college. So I had to figure out how to make it work with a little bit of money. And that's where the idea of budget. I needed to figure out budget, and that's where I started. With just figuring out a budget. And there really wasn't too much with the internet back then, to be honest with you. I was going to bookstores. I went and saw Susie Orman live. I took my aunt with me. I subscribed to magazines. I did a lot of hit and miss, trial and error, the envelope system. I did it all. And I got really confident with my budget and actually really brought my little son at the time, he was 3 or 4 years old at that time, into understanding the concept of money. And I will have a video on helping children understand the concept of money and investing and what I do with my son and what my older son and I are doing with my granddaughter right now to have her understand that concept. She's going to be one lucky little girl to have all this kind of support. But anyways, I really have gone through quite a journey, and I'm going to show you what that is. And I'm at the point now where I truly have since I think 2016, my cryptocurrency wallet. I started investing in Bitcoin back in 2016, and I have my TD Ameritrade account that I've had forever. Back in 2008 and 2009, there was actually a Thinkorswim platform that was really the predecessor of the platforms with TD Ameritrade. And I paid for the monthly subscription for my son because he had expressed, my younger son, at that time had expressed an interest in maybe having a career in finance. I mean, we went to New York City that summer and went on Wall Street, have the pictures with the bull, the whole thing. And because the economy crashed at that time, we basically were doing almost a day trading. And truly it was the summer, I think, of 2008 or 2009. And we were buying and selling like crazy, cheap stocks. We didn't have a lot of money to start with. So we were turning over. It was a nightmare at the end of the year for my tax accountant. I think my tax accountant wanted to divorce me. And I learned how to get good at that too. But it finally came to an end, and that's kind of a comical story, is my son and I were doing it all summer. Every day we were on it for several hours a day, and we were making really decent money at it. And the school year started, and I teach nursing, and he's in high school, like 9th grade or something at that time. And I was getting ready to leave for work, and we were following Tata Motors, an Indian car company at that time. And I can't remember if something good happened in the news or bad happened in the news related to Tata Motors. So I was either, I sold mine or I bought more shares, and I needed to know what my son wanted me to do before it, went crazy the other way. And I'm texting him, Grant, please let me know. I'm leaving for work. Please, Grant, I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Do you want me to sell your Tata Motors? Blah, blah. And finally, several minutes later, I got a text back that was, Mom, I'm in English. Right then I stopped, and we stopped the day trading kind of thing. It was like, okay, we got to get back to real life. Summer's over. We need to get back to our careers and our school. But I really taken it very, very far in terms of wanting to know things inside out and backwards. And the thing that really prompted this channel starting was in late fall. I mean, our country was in turmoil, and pandemic, a political unrest, and all the stimulus checks and the CARES Act and all that. And I've always been really kind of fearful of fiat currency, and fiat currency is the paper money. Back in whatever it was, the 70s, when our fiat currency no longer was tied to gold. That concept's pretty scary to me. And it just, like, we're printing more and more and more and more. And I've even heard on different videos where they say that the value of the dollar is going down by 15% a year. And my joke is there's not going to be the dollar stores in the future. There's going to be the $100 stores, and you're going to still see the little knickknacks that you see in the dollar store now. And that's kind of scary for me. And I started focusing much, much more on cryptocurrency. And I have a strategy that actually one of my financial planners said it was the best strategy he's heard all year. And I pulled all my family and friends in. I was on TD Ameritrade setting up many accounts. And I'll go into that later, like what we did. That'll be a whole video on my strategy there to set you up for success. This video is really to give you a feel for what the channel is going to be like, and some basic strategies. I'm also going to be talking a lot about your relationship with money. A lot of people come with fear related to money, and we have to let that go. We have to change our relationship with money and have a very positive and see it as a joyful thing, not where it's like, oh my God, the bills are coming. And believe me, when I was single, I had that, oh my God, I got a plan for this, I got a plan for that. Now that kind of thing is way in my past, and I'm really very focused on setting myself up and my family and my friends for a very financially stable future. I want to give you now a little glimpse. I am a teacher at heart. I wanted to be a preschool teacher before I taught nursing. I am a teacher to my core. So on this channel, you will have some assignments, a lot of assignments. And the first will be to get yourself some 3-ring notebooks. Even though everything is electronic, there are some things that you want to have in document form for your family if something should happen to you. And I actually still like looking at the paper copies. It represents a lot to me. I use all the electronics. I have a whole page on my iPhone that has all my bank accounts and my investment accounts and my crypto wallet and my app to track the stock market, and my app to track cryptocurrency. And I have it all there electronic, but I still like my real paper stuff. So I'm going to start showing you a little bit of what's in your future. So this right here, I have a trust, and my brother-in-law is a semi-retired estate planning lawyer, trust lawyer, and he set up an A and B trust for us. So I think when it comes to that, I'll see if I can bribe him with some food. He loves good cooking, and see if he'll do a guest appearance on trusts and why you need to consider a trust. I mean, I could do the basics, but since I have a brother-in-law that lives a few houses away from me, I think that'll be the way to go. So this is a trust book that I have. This is just now, with my first husband, we started off in rental properties. We acquired several before we got divorced, but I didn't want any rental properties while I was a single woman. I didn't want someone calling me in the middle of the night to fix their toilet when I don't even know how to fix my own toilet. And then I'll be darned. No rentals during my single life, but then my current husband, I married him and he had 5 rentals. So I had to start all over again. And that's a lot of work. It's a lot of physical work, and it's a lot of bookkeeping work, and it's a lot of work with renters who are struggling. So a lot of emotional work. It can be very valuable. It could be very profitable, but you have to know going in that it's a lot of work. So right now, this is like my joy right now, that this is what I pay my bills with. This little thing right now, where it used to be a big notebook. So I like showing this skinny one now. I have, this is just some forms related to where I live right now. Some of my mortgage papers, things that I need related to where I'm living right now. I call this my cottage. It's very cottage style. I had that. This is just for one of my major retirement accounts. It's an annuity. I'll be talking about, I have a variety of things. Of course, I have checking accounts and savings accounts and crypto wallets and mutual funds and trading platforms, and I have fixed annuity, variable annuity. I have my pension that is divided into what's called a defined contribution and defined benefit, so I have to watch both sides of that. What else do I have? Mutual funds, a lot, and it's a lot to manage. Then we have a winter home in Florida, so this is our bill-paying book for that. My husband spends the winters in Florida while I'm still working, but very soon I will be retired and be spending this whole thing, my State Farm book. This is crazy, but it has everything in there. We have, we sold our last rental this year. So we had several rental houses, vacation rental property. My husband is a car guy. He's a crazy car guy. He has several classic cars, and they all need to be insured on different, whether they're just the fire and theft or they're full coverage. And it's very hard to keep track of. I mean, I truly have forms developed. You'll see, this is for just State Farm, and then all the policies are right here. I have, these are statements related to my husband's accounts. These are statements related to my accounts. Oh, this is one of the important, I call this my important documents. This is, if God forbid something happens to me, my family just goes to this and everything is right there. I'm extremely organized, and actually I had an episode where I was probably the most frightened in my life. I was flying to Peru by myself in the middle of the night. Everyone around me was sleeping, and we were flying through an electrical storm, and that was right after that plane went down, I think from someplace in South America to France, and went down in the ocean because it got struck by lightning. And it was a true fight or flight response. And then when I start thinking, you can't think during that, you're just like, what do you do? But there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to stop the electrical storm. But my first thought that came to me is, does my husband know where my son's college money is? Would they be able to pick up right where I left off and continue everything and not lose money that really I spent a lot of time accumulating and organizing? And so when I came home, I even organized to a higher level because I just saw how important it is to have that information for your family. That's my last book of show and tell, but I have shelves in my office with all my different retirement plans and accounts and other important financial information. Now, this might not be right for everybody. Everybody's going to pick the system that works best for them. I'm going to give you a lot of ideas. I think the next video I'm going to make, which will be my first real video, is how to partner in terms of finances. My husband and I had him fill out forms when we were engaged to make sure we were on the same page financially. And another story, I won't mention who, but I gave them the forms. They didn't fill them out, and it was the start of the demise of their marriage. They are now divorced. So I think that's really near and dear to me. So I think that'll be my first video. So I think that's all to really get you started on seeing where I came from, where I am, and where you're going to be going if you stay on this journey with me. And I hope this was a little bit helpful. Have a great day.